West Asia is on edge and markets are paying the price. Israeli strikes on Beirut sent oil prices and the dollar higher, while Asian stocks plunged as investors slammed the brakes on the red-hot AI rally. Brent has surged nearly 3.6% to trade close to $97 a barrel early on Monday. The trigger, Israel struck Beirut and Iran responded with missiles aimed at Israeli targets. The situation is volatile and oil traders are watching every move. Analysts now bet that Brent crude could go back well above $100 a barrel this week as West Asia crisis escalates. Global oil inventories have fallen to 7.6 billion barrels since the Iran war began, marking record drawdowns from strategic reserves. The oil price climb come despite OPEC group's decision over the weekend for the fourth consecutive output increase. But here is the catch. Several members simply cannot pump more. The ongoing US-Iran war has choked oil flows through the Strait of Hormuz. Well, the result? The world's biggest ever supply crisis. Saudi Arabia has not been able to fully supply customers since late February, and the UAE has now left the OPEC after nearly 60 years. Over in Asian markets, stock benchmarks across the region were in the red after a wipeout of over $750 billion last week. Investors have been pulling back from the red-hot AI rally since last week after wiping out $345 billion. The South Korea's Kospi dropped over nearly 7% early on Monday. That halted trading for 20 minutes. The index is down 14% from last week's record high. Going to Japan now, Japan's Nikkei fell 3.4% after Wall Street benchmark stalled a 9-week rally. The Nasdaq futures are attempting a recovery after Friday's 4.2% drop, which is triggered by a strong jobs report that raised rate hike fears. Looking ahead, investors buckle up for a big week. SpaceX is set to list on Thursday, which investors have looked forward to for a long time. US inflation data lands on Wednesday. Canada and Europe hold central bank meetings, and Bitcoin, still nursing a 16% weekly loss, sits just below $63,000.